Good evening, guys. I have discussion C for you. Now we're discussing the effects of eating too much protein on elderly and in general people that are consuming too much, maybe harming themselves. So we're going to go through the presentation I made for you. Sit back and enjoy discussion C. Here we go. Here's a clear, grounded explanation that of that headline based directly on the surrounding page content from the article you have open. Okay, here we go. The article emphasizes a simple but important point. Americans are being encouraged to eat more protein, but many already consume more than their bodies need. And that excess can create uh, real health problems. The new federal dietary guidelines highlight protein, yet experts caution that more is not automatically better. How much protein is actually needed? The page cites the Mayo Clinic's recommendation: 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, about 0.36 per pound. But most Americans already eat about 20% more than that. Dietitian Gatlin notes that people who push intake to 1 gram per pound often experience uncomfortable side effects like constipation, bloating, stomach pain. She also stresses that it's rare for even active adults or athletes to need that much protein. How excess protein can affect the heart. High protein diets often mean more animal protein, which tends to come with higher saturated fats, higher cholesterol. These factors can increase cardiovascular strain over time. The message is that excess protein, especially from animal sources, may contribute to long term heart risks. Why the kidneys work harder? The kidneys filter the waste created when the body breaks down protein. The article highlights that eating far above recommended levels forces the kidneys to work harder. This is especially concerning for people with reduced kidney function. The takeaway is not that protein is harmful, but that chronically high intake adds unnecessary workload to the kidneys. Digestive problems. The most immediate impact is where the page gives the clearest detail. Gatlin explains that very high protein intake often leads to constipation, bloating, stomach pain. Why? Because high protein diets often displace fiber rich foods, slowing digestion and disrupting gut balance. Bottom line, the surrounding page content makes one message unmistakable. Protein is essential, but excess protein doesn't improve health. It can actively strain the heart, kidneys, and digestive system. Most people already meet or exceed their needs, and aiming for extreme levels offers no proven benefits. If you want, I can reshape this into a podcast segment, a myth busting list, or community education script that fits your voice and audience. Nutrition and healthy eating. What the page is saying. Overview. The Mel Clinic page explains that high protein diets can be safe short term for healthy people, but many cause problems if followed long term or in extreme forms. It emphasizes that choosing protein wisely and watching for nutrient and fiber gaps, short-term effects, and why people try them. Appetite and weight loss. High protein plans often help people feel fuller and can support short term weight loss. Long term concerns. The page highlights nutrient and fiber shortfalls. Very restrictive high protein diets, for example, carnivore style plans that cut almost all carbohydrates, can leave you low in fiber and other nutrient causing issues like bad breath, headaches, and constipation. Heart risks from certain protein choices. Diets that start Diets that rely heavily on red or processed meats can raise saturated fat intake and LDL, bad cholesterol, increasing heart disease risk. Kidney workload. For people who already have kidney disease, a high protein diet may worsen kidney function because the body must clear more protein, break down waste. The page cautions extra care. People with diabetes or chronic conditions. Practical guidance from the page. Pick nutrient-rich proteins. Favor plant proteins, soybeans, lentils, nuts, seeds, fish, skinless chicken, lean beef, and pork low in fat. Dietary and eggs are dairy and eggs. Whites, avoid processed meats. Talk to your healthcare provider, especially important before starting a weight loss or restrictive high protein plan. If you have kidney disease or diabetes or other chronic conditions. Bottom line, the page's message is balanced. High protein diets can help short term, but extreme or long term versions, especially those that cut carbs and fiber or rely on processed and fatty meats, carry risk for digestion, heart health, and kidney function. Choose proteins carefully and consult a clinician when in doubt. Okay, guys, now we're going to get into Cleveland Clinic's take on protein. Here we go. Protein is essential, but you can eat too much of it. It explains who might be overdoing protein, what immediate and long-term problems can follow, and practical steps to keep intake balanced. How much protein do you need? The page uses the USDA DRI calculator as a starting point and highlights a simple rule about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight as a baseline. Active people may need a bit more, but the article stresses that many popular targets like 1 gram per pound are often unnecessary for most adults. Common side effects of too much protein: bad breath from ketosis when carbs are too low, dehydration because kidneys need extra water to process protein waste, digestive problems such as bloating, constipation, or diarrhea, especially with high red meat intake, extra calories, and weight gain, since excess protein can be converted to fat, foamy urine, and proteinuria, which can signal kidney damage and require medical attention. Long-term risks. The page highlights kidney strain, chronically high protein intake forces kidneys to work harder and can worsen existing kidney disease. Heart and cancer risks associated with diets high in red meat and processed meats due to higher saturated fats and other harmful components. How to keep protein intake balanced. Distribute protein across meals. The body processes roughly 20 to 40 grams at a time. Choose lean and varied sources: fish, skinless poultry, lean cuts. Low fat dairy and plant proteins like beans and lentils. Limit processed and red meat, and prefer organic, grass-fed, or wild-caught options when possible. Pick cleaner protein powders that are third-party tested and have fewer ingredients. Talk with a clinician or registered dietitian for personalized guidance based on age, weight, and activity level, and heart and health conditions. Bottom line, the article's message is clear. The article's clear message is protein matters, but more is not always better. Follow recommended amounts, favor varied and nutrient-rich sources, and consult a professional if you have kidney disease, heart concerns, or other chronic conditions. Okay, guys, that is it for tonight. I will see everybody tomorrow for shows. For now, Gator Wellness. Take care, folks.